Welcome to Michi Designs. So in this video I'm going to show you how I made this beautiful front twist dress. This is actually a requested video, so I promised to make a tutorial with it. So now let's get started. First of all, you're going to draft a basic dress pattern. Please, if you don't know how to draft a basic bodice pattern, I have a video of it on my channel. All you need to do is to extend your basic bodice down to your desired length to form your basic dress pattern. So now with your basic dress pattern, you need to cut out your back pattern first of all. With the same pattern, we're going to use one pattern for both front and back. So I already drafted the back neckline and the back armhole in this same pattern here. So I'm going to cut it out now. I'm using a jersey fabric. It's stretchy on one side, so you can see me folding it towards the stretchy side. That is the side that is going to go around your body, the stretchy part. So the non-stretchy part is the one that is going down towards your desired length. So now I'm going to grab my pattern and cut out my back, unfold. You can see I folded the fabric into two. I'm going to cut it, unfold for my back pattern. There's no zipper at the back. Like I said, it's a stretchy fabric. You don't need to put a zipper. So I'm cutting out the back right now. So now I'm done cutting out the back. I'll set it aside and then work on the front. So first of all, I'm going to cut the pattern into two at the half length, and then you can see me cutting out the back armhole and the back neckline from the pattern. So we'll be left with the front pattern. So now I'm going to redraw the neckline for the front. So I'm marking a V neckline. I'm coming down by 6 inches for the front depth. I'm going to slant it to the shoulder to get my V neckline. So I'm cutting out the former neckline that was there. It was a round neckline, 3 inches depth. So now, having done that, the next thing is to slash and spread this pattern. First of all, I'll place my ruler on the center front at that half length there, that waistline, and then I'll make sure the ruler passes through the bust point, the dart on the bust point, to the armhole. So I'm drawing a slant line there from the armhole, passing through the dart at the bust point towards my center front at the half length. Then I'm going to close up that waist dart there. So in order to close up the waist dart, we need to slash up the lines. So I'm slashing, I'm closing the waist dart. I'm cutting out one part of the waistline there, the dart there, to close it up. So I'm closing the waist dart. I'm also going to close the side dart, also known as bust dart, in order to be able to spread this pattern accordingly. If you don't close up this dart, you will not be able to spread it well. So I'm closing up the side dart. Make sure you add side dart if you're making this dress. It's very necessary. Then I'm going to slash up that slant line up to the armhole. Make sure you don't cut open the armhole, just slash it very close to the edge of the armhole. So I'm going to spread it by 10 inches apart. You can see me using my tape. But first of all, before I spread, I need to go slash up the down part of this dress. So I'm going to do the same from that half length. I'm going to place my ruler on the waist there, center, and then it will pass through the dart close to the hip line, and then I'll mark it down below the, make sure the line is straight like a slant line. Then I'll close up the dart as well. So I'll slash up the line so I can be able to close up my dart and then spread it. Now slash up towards the sides and make sure you don't cut open the side. So now I'm going to spread it 10 inches apart as well. I'm going to place 2 of them. So now, having slashed both up and down, I'm going to spread both of them on my fabric. My fabric is actually on fold because I'm going to cut out 2 pieces of this pattern. So I'm going to spread them, making sure that both ends meet each other, as you can see me doing. And then I'm making sure that they are 10 inches apart as well. Both ends are meeting each other there. So I've already taped it down. So I'm just going to cut out the fabrics right now, after making sure that they are 10 inches apart. So I'm done cutting it out. So there are 2 pieces here. I'm going to remove 1 piece and work on one first. So I'm going to remove 1 piece and then work on this one. So I'm just going to pick one side at that half length that looks like a V and place it on top of the down part, as you can see me doing. Then I'm going to sew it off with a 1/4 inch or 1/2 inch. So I'll leave 1 inch gap before sewing it off. I'll just leave 1 inch gap before sewing it off. So I've sewn it, as you can see. Then I left 1 inch gap there. There's a hole there, 1 inch gap. So I can see my hand passing through that hole, my finger. So the next thing I'm going to do now is to pick the second piece and then I'll pass it through that hole. So I'm just going to squeeze it, like twist it together, and then I'll put it under this piece and bring it out through that hole, as you can see me doing. I'll bring it out. I've already brought it out, and then I'll just arrange it properly, making sure that all the sides are aligning together. So after aligning them, so I'm just going to now pick the other side of the half length that I have not sewn and turn it on the down part as well, with right sides facing each other, and pin it. I'm going to sew it off as well. I'll sew it very close to that hole that I left, making sure that there's no gap there. Very close. I'm not going to sew the hole close, but I'm going to sew very close to that hole. And then I forgot to mention that while drafting your pattern, please make sure that you reduce your half length, because you're using a stretchy fabric, so it will still drag it down. So I reduce my half length by 1 inch. So I'm also picking the upper part towards the neckline. From that center, I'm going to pin it towards the hole as well. I'll sew it off to very close to the hole and upwards towards the neckline. So you do the same thing for the down part as well. So I'm going to sew it off and show you the outcome. So I've sewn everything, I've covered everywhere. I left like 6 inches down towards the desired length for my slit. I want a small slit there. So after sewing everything, I'm now going to bring my back fabric and then I'll pin them, place them right sides facing each other and shape it off with 1/2 inch. This is the final look after shaping it off. Isn't it beautiful? Okay, so I'm going to attach a sleeve now to show you how it looks after attaching the sleeve. Please do well to subscribe to my channel. This is the final look. I'll see you in my next video. Bye.